How's it, Mzansi? You are listening to Farmers Inside Track, proudly brought to you by Food for Mzansi. My name is Patricia Tembo, your host, and welcome to today's episode. Our farmer mentor for today is Vincent Masiu, who is transforming a land reform farm into a thriving mixed farm operation. Let's hear more from him. Vincent Masiu, welcome to Farmers Inside Track. We're glad to have you on today's episode as our farmer mentor. Welcome.
I'm good. I'm glad that you have me.
So, Vincent, you are a commercial farmer based in the Free State, of course. For our listeners who are not familiar with you and your journey into agriculture, start us from the beginning. How did you get into farming and what did that process look like?
I would say actually I was robbed to come into agriculture, Actually wanted to become someone that works at the bank. And then on my 10th grade 10, my father and I had a chat. He was like, you know what, man, we want us to have a farm and everything. And now, man, I'm pretty old. I want someone who would come and take over. Your brother did law. Your other sister did part of something. And then now the problem was that there's no one who's going to come and take over for me and everything. What. Then I was like, man, you know what? I'm also don't think I'm going to go into farming. I just want to work at the bank. I want to become actually a CA. That's my dream. I want to be a chartered accountant. And then he started luring me into visiting his friend's farm, driving tractors, always looking at a farm and everything. And then also he had a chat with my mom. My mom would always sweet talk me into agriculture. Every now and then they would build me a buggy to go to check the cattle and everything. So I think that's where the love started to be in agriculture.
All right. So your father, was he a farmer before?
Not actually. My parents worked at the farm for a period of 32 years. My father was a farm worker for 32 years.
All right.
I think he was a foreman there. And then, so he pretty knew much about the business and everything. And then he started applying for a farm, I think, in 2011. And then he was unlucky up until 2017 on the 2nd of September. I remember the date quite well. So now, and then on the 2017, I was in my matric, and then he obtained a farm. And then I normally quote to say, you know what, on the Bible, in the Sotho quotation, it says, Lemo tse 7, it's a tlala, tse 7, it's a tagora. I'm like, you had your 7 years of hunger, now it's time for you to obtain your farm. And I'm like, anyway, it's quite good that you obtain a farm. I'm also going to further my studies in agriculture. On 2018, it was my first year there at CUT doing agricultural management. I studied up until postgraduate. Then someone wanted, you have to go for master's. I'm like, man, I'm going back in farming.
Yeah.
I don't want to be any sort of a researcher, man. I'm not a researcher. I'm not going to be a lecturer. I have learned what I have known. And then now I think with the knowledge that I have, I'm going back to farming. I'm going to become a farmer, man. I love driving tractors. I'm not going to sit here and then write on the whiteboard. I'm like, no, that's not me.
Wow. So your parents, especially your father, really set you up well for taking over the farm that he was able to acquire. And now hearing that you have the educational background in agriculture, I think it all fit really well or perfectly for you to continue on with your father's dream as well. That's beautiful to hear. All right, so maybe now we can talk about the farm business and what does it look like? Maybe talk us through that, the core operations on the farm.
On the farm here, the name of the farm, I think is actually nice because the name of the farm is the Rikwapen. So it's from Afrikaans. And then when my dad translates it, it's like 3 hits. So it's actually me, my dad, and my brother. And then my dad is I think the CEO. And we normally go to him when we have ideas, whether he approves or not and everything. Yeah, it's always a challenge when the old people have to approve something. They will tell you, I've been doing this for 100 years. Been doing this for so many long. What. Yeah, it's always a challenge there. But then now my brother is also focusing on animal side of the business, more on the crop side of the business. But we normally work together. It's just that it's his responsibility on the animal, then it's my responsibility on the crop side of the business. So now that's why we have divided us. And then my dad is the CEO of everything. He will tell us, no, do this, do that, do this, do that. They normally say you have to listen to our elders because some of the stuff, they have like their ways of doing them. So basically now we recently bought a farm last year. our production was doubled. Now we are operating on 1,400 hectares. And then this year, this is in 2025-26, we planted more maize and then less sunflower this season. And then we able to acquire that farm through land bank blended finance. So now with the core businesses that we produce, and then we are still the primary producers. We produce the maize and the sunflower, and then we sell it straightly to Avgri. We have Avgri in Senegal. We actually have two silos. The other one is Montevideo, the other one is Senegal, but they all fall under Avgri. And then on my brother's side, he started breeding, I think, early last year. He started breeding Masiu Bonsmaras. Hopefully in the future, we'll start hearing Masiu Bonsmara quite more. And also on expansion, we are looking to go for layers. We want to go for layers just to maintain the cash flow quite good, because now we normally wait 8 months for the crops. We wait another 9 months plus 6 months for the cattle and everything. So now we actually needed something that will also be able to carry the cash flow quite good. So also under agriculture. So we want to tap into layers. So that's why I'm busy coming in with my research to check out the market and everything before we can maybe start sourcing out funding, and then we go under layers. And then with that, the cooperation is that we don't practice any form of no-tillage or strip tillage. We are conventional farmers. We till the soil, and then we apply fertilizers. There's nothing organic. We just apply fertilizers like most of the farmers, and the chemicals just to optimize the production. And then there's nothing specific that we say, no, we are trying to do this and do that. But again, hopefully in the future on the crop side, we want to start producing potatoes, even though our area is a little bit dry, but there's a river stream that is running throughout the farm. So we are hopefully maybe have like a quite strong water table here. We want to check that, and then we can start maybe installing some center pivots, and then we can start producing potatoes a bit. So we are actually trying not to say we are grain and livestock farmers. We actually want to fully adopt in this mixed farming, to say, no, we are mixed farmers. We have our vegetables there, we have grains, we have animals, we have layers, so that we are able to say we have at least multiple streams of income, so that is able to sustain the farm. Because if you can check the prices at the moment, the rent is getting stronger, the maize price is not picking up. And then the farmer price was supposed to be 3.5. We hope maybe the price was going to be 4,000. And then there's a differential of 400, 600, 500, depending on your area. And then your farmer price is somewhere between 3.5. But now the price is like 3.5. Simply means you have to work on 3,000 price per hectare. So we're also looking how much tonnage we're going to get a hectare and vice versa the price. But the year is also looking good. Hopefully we'll get something between 4.5 ton to 5.5 ton. Then I think we'll be able to prosper. But with everything we're going to go through.
The business is quite diversified, and you're actually looking to diversify even further. But of course, with that, as you've mentioned, funding is a huge factor when it comes to being able to expand and to scale the business. So from when you started, the first farm your father purchased, how have you been able to scale the business to where you are now? You mentioned the blended finance scheme. Maybe if you can touch on that. And I know a lot of farmers that we have listening to Food for Mzansi have challenges at the application process and all of that. So maybe if you can touch on that too, but just how you've been able to scale to the level that you are at now.
One thing I will tell you, my father, number one, did not buy the farm. He actually got the farm through land reform. Got the farm through land reform. We didn't buy the farm. And then when we started here, I will tell you, it wasn't easy. I will tell you that, because now we didn't have tractors or any form of implements. And then we only had 70 head of cattle. And then someone from Glen saying that they grill, he came to my dad because he didn't have a farm, but he was always on the study groups of other farmers, food Glen and everything. So he actually made his name before he can even get a farm. So now it was much easier for those guys because now they know him. And then that day, Grill came to the farm one day telling us, no, you know what, this program under Grain SA, and then we would like to take you, and then we're going to plant 100 hectares for you, soybeans and maize. So we was like, okay, and then we understand we don't have any tractors, even though the profit is going to be a little bit small, but that's where it's going to start building up. And then they came, and then we planted 100 hectares maize and soybeans. And then that year we experienced a lot of rains, and then we couldn't even spray the post chemicals. And then what happened was that, but the yield was quite good, but the fields were quite dirty. So we managed only to pay out the debt. And then it was maybe a very small profit. We tried to acquire 2 tractors from that. And then we started out of that. And then we had 2 tractors. And then my dad, like I said earlier before, he worked for other farmers. So most of white farmers, they knew him. They were giving him old implements and everything. And then, like enough, I know how to fix because they always say, Buhumaka plan. And then that's when we started to maybe not to pay someone to do the work for us, to try to minimize that. And then we started working some of the lands for ourselves. And then we paid out Grain SA, we came again, we worked, they funded us for the second year. We worked and then we managed to pay them. And then on the third year, we had drought. It was quite bad. The maize was like 1 ton a hectare.
Which year
It was 2023, 2024.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we had a massive drought. We had a massive drought. And then we had a loss. It was a huge one. But now the best part is that the Grain SA, that program, we are not paying any interest. And then they understood it's not our fault. It's nature's fault. Anyone cannot control nature. So now what happened is that they did refinance us for the following season. And then that following season, when they did a refinance, the yield was good. And then we managed to pay off the debt, plus the one that we actually own. So now what happened was that we had to pay all the debt before we can go to a land bank. We have to pay all the debt because they told us they don't have the carryovers. Like you have a debt, you're going to pay it over. And then they said, no, we want you clean as possible. So we had to pay everything out. Then we were left with no money. I was like, damn, it's serious like that.
Yeah.
And then to touch on the land bank side of it, I think the problem is that people don't want to collaborate.
Yeah.
There's someone called Ntate Parkwe Leshonono, Godfrey. He actually is the one that took me through the land bank stuff. You understand, you can read English, you can understand, but someone will tell you, no, this is what here they want. You have to do it like this, you have to do it like that, you have to do it like this. So Ntate Mangim, Tim Kulu, and Ntate Godfrey, they took me hand in hand with the application. Even though I did most of the stuff, they were able to guide me,
Yeah.
you can't do it like this, you can do it like this. But that's what I'm saying, collaboration. If ever you have someone you can go, you are able to solve your, I don't understand this part. Can you please explain it to me how you are able to get through this? But there was no, this is what. And then number 2 is compliance. Everywhere is to comply. You have to have your bookkeeper, your accountant. You have to comply to everything. Your financial statement, they have to make sense. Don't try and now say you want to cook your financial statement. No, don't do that. Be as transparent as you can. Like water. Be transparent. Tell them I had a loss last year. And then I had a loss. I'm able to repay it. That's why you don't see any profit. I didn't make any money. I had a loss. Even some of the cash, I have to take it out from the cattle enterprise to pay this one off. Then so that I'm able to qualify with you guys. So people have to comply. You have to comply with everything. So people will normally say, you know what? I know I'm a small farm. I have maybe 10 cattle. Comply. Trust me, comply. Have your financial statement so that it's able to show growth. Yeah. And also be able to carry that book that you don't want, that one that has all your records, how you are selling, that's your business. That's why I normally tell people, like, you know what, a business plan can get you somewhere, but your operational plan can get you even further. Because these people you would understand, okay, these are your operations. Even though the business plan is there, but this is a daily operation. This is how I count my stuff. This is what I do. This is what I do. By you having that, also people can say, okay, simply means this guy is not a Bluetooth farmer. He's not in town while he's farming, while he says he's a farmer. He knows his stuff. You go there, he will tell you, yesterday I had a calf who was a female. And then he did record that. So this guy knows his stuff. So that I'm always telling people, everything, doesn't care whether it's small, or you are planting 1 hectare, someone is planting 10,000. All comes down. Everything has to be the same. You have to record your stuff. So the problem is that people want to have fancy stuff. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to make sense. There doesn't have to be the one that now you have a MacBook, you are able to record the stuff. Even that A4 paper that you buy at ShopRite, record your stuff there. Keep it clean. That's your record. Then you will escalate to say, okay, now I'm starting to record on my phone. Now I'm starting to record on my laptop. Now I'm starting to record on my iPad. However, then the system now is getting better and better. But people want to jump from A to Z. Even a child, they will start by rolling, crawling, walk, and run. But you can't just start and run. That's impossible. And also, as a person, you have to embrace your mistakes. You have to embrace who you are. You have to be honest with yourself, not with us. With yourself. To be like, you know what, this is where I come from. I come from nothing, but I managed to be someone else. And then through my journey, these are the people that helped me out. Don't be shy to say who I am, because now this person believed in me, and then he did reach out, and then he did help me. So people are always scared to ask for assistance, are always scared to say, I don't know this thing. And I normally say, you're not scared, you just have pride. You're not scared, you just have pride. Be like, I will never go there and ask. Go there and ask, make a fool of yourself. I don't care if everybody gonna laugh at me, they're gonna go around town to say, hey, he didn't even understand how to fill up a land bank application. But you know what? You did help me. Now I'm a millionaire. Because people don't understand. You do good, people talk about you. You do bad, people always talk about you. So go around there, make fool of yourself up until you get what you want. So don't try to sugarcoat it, try to make yourself feel like, no, this guy, he's better, he understands this stuff. No. Don't understand it, go and ask for help. You will get far. You will get to the places that you don't even, you'll be like, God, this is more than what I prayed for. Because with me, that's what happened. And then I'm like, never thought maybe at the age of 26, I'll be able to acquire another farm. I never thought of that. At this age, I'll be planting these hectares. But you know what? I did make a fool of myself. I went around, I asked people, how do you guys do it? Don't never be scared to ask your neighbor, man, I can see your maize is looking good. How do you do it? I mean, how do you do it? Tell me the secret. Who must I talk to? Someone will literally tell you, no, man, talk to this guy. He will help soil samples. And then he also help you with fertilizer. He will assist you with the seed that you need to. He will assist you with most of the stuff. Go to your neighbor, man. Why are you feeding your cattle, man? And every time when you win, it's like 240, 220 kg. Winner cows, man. I mean, I'm getting like 180 max. They will tell you, when you get to a place, don't never say, no, I know better. I always tell people that be like an open cup. Never close yourself. Ask someone something that you already know. That person might give you an easier way of doing it. That person might give you an upgrade. That person might even tell you something that you didn't know. So now with Land Bank, those guys, they did guide me through the application. I had sleepless nights, and then I was doing that. And then I was transparent with the people. And then again, guys, one other thing is that people don't have self-respect. We have to respect ourselves. We have to always be humble. We have to be humble everywhere we go. We have to respect people. It will start by respecting someone's gardener because he's a human being. Don't respect me because you think Masiu is a commercial farmer. Start respecting my gardener. He's a human being. He has feelings too. But are you doing that? It start opening the doors. Because when someone says, may God do good by you, those morals that you have, the smallest ones, when you see someone you greet, you don't be like, yeah, what's wrong? No, you be like that. He's a human being also. When someone said, may God bless you, he's listening. You don't even know if ever the God is listening to that guy more than you. But because he said that, God start to redirect his attention to you. Then you will see how far you will get. I normally tell people that I don't go to church, but I'm a believer. I will simply tell people, be like, you know what? Even in your best days, try to find something that is positive. Yeah. Maybe you wanted to plant 100 hectares today, but it rained. Then it delayed you maybe for another week. But just be like, I don't know, God, what you wanted to show me, but I will wait this week. Never in your entire life speak negatively about you. Say, no, I'm poor, no, I'm this, I'm that, and that. You automatically tell your mind that it's poor. Yeah. You automatically tell your mind that whatever possibilities that you are going to come with, they are not possible. Those situations are not possible. And never in your life try to decline yourself before someone else decline you. Go to Land Bank. They will decline your application. Ask why. Where did I go wrong? They will tell you, no, this is where you went wrong. You go and then you fix that. Whether it's your financial key, your financial statement was wrong, you go and fix that. You come back again, you reapply. They say, no, we can't qualify for that farm. It's too big. Find another farm. You find another farm, you apply again. As bad as you want it, you will never give up.
Yeah, don't give up, yeah.
That's my 2% with Land Bank. People are always saying, it takes forever, it takes what. I'm like, up until those people, they say, this guy is nagging. Never stop knocking. No, they should just know your back. Hey, Vincent Dolana. Vincent just arrived. Hey, this guy.
They must know your face now.
Yeah, they must know your face. Yeah. Even if when someone is seeing you at the grocery store, hey, that's Vincent.
You have a gift for motivational speaking there as well, besides being a farmer. I think that's great advice you've given now with farmers who are looking to get through the system or the program, the blended finance program. So thank you for sharing that. And you mentioned you're 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much wisdom that you already have being so young as a farmer. So I think that is in itself, we'll get into that. And speaking of, we'll go into that and then how, you've navigated the principles and what has guided you so far in the journey. But before we get to that, maybe we can go into now some of the challenges that you've experienced. I know, as you mentioned earlier in 2023, there was that huge drought that affected most of Southern Africa. So how have you been able to navigate such challenges, especially those challenges that are beyond your control? Maybe talk us through how you navigate these challenges as a farmer.
As a farmer, you have to be confident in your work. You have to be confident enough to tell people that, you know what, can you kindly refinance me? I'll be able to pay up this loan in the next 2 seasons so that I'm able also to live on my side. You have to be very confident in that. Even though you are like, I am not the one who's taking control of everything, it's Mother Nature. But you have to have that confidence in you. So now what happened is that the guys did come to the farm and everything, and then they told us, this is how you guys must pay us and everything. And then we were like, no, you guys have to have better options than that. Then they said, yeah, there's other options. You can also refinance, because now we were not willing to sell some of our cattle so that we are able to pay back that loan. And then we opt for refinancing, and then they said, you will pay us in the next 4 seasons. They had a plan how they're going to finance us for the next 4 seasons so that we are able to recover back that loan. But like I mentioned, that the season after that was quite good. So we managed to pay off the loans and also to pay back that money that we owned that was refinanced, so that we are able to qualify to land bank. And then also some of the challenges that we were experiencing, it was a price per kg for our winners. So I started being bold and then also telling whoever wants to buy my calves to give them the price that I want. And also we can navigate and then we can have a chat around that. And then even if I'm not satisfied with that price, unfortunately, I will never go for that. So I started being bold enough in my work. Be like, you know what? I believe this thing of mine will have this much, and then I'm not willing to settle for this much. So unfortunately, I'm not going to go for this price. As a farmer, also you have to be confident in your work. Don't be sure, and then never let anyone from outside to tell you, no, this is the price, and then things are not looking good. Things are doing what? Things are doing what? And also tell them, no, man, I know my stuff worth more than that. You don't have to be redirected by someone else. I got this thing, I forgot the name of the farmer, but he's there in Arlington. We went there with our lecture, the one I was busy in studying in CUT. And then someone asked him, like, why are you not using John Deere? You're using it class. He said, I normally go along with whoever wants to help me. So the John Deere guys were not willing to assist me, so I went with the class guys. And then he also mentioned that when you're going to start planting, you will see a lot of buggies, people telling you what and what and what. He was like, if ever you know whatever I'm doing at this moment, it's right, then never listen to anyone. Just do it. It's right. Someone will come to your farm, never plant. It's early to plant. It's what. But you'll be like, no, man, it's the right time to plant. Some farmers are planting. Yeah, they are big farmers. They have a lot of hectares and everything. Be like, no, I'm also taking a chance. I want to see. In me, I want to plant. Someone will come. No, that means it's too expensive. Buy this seed. What? Be like, I've been using this one, and he has never disappointed me. So I'm continuing with this one. And also, you have to have better relationship with your input suppliers, so that the guys, they don't come and then rip you off. And also, you are able to negotiate prices with them. You are able to ask, why are you charging me this much? You have to know, why are you charging me this much? So what after savings am I going to get? I know I'm understanding that I buy your fertilizer, but what's an after savings am I going to get? Are you going to come and visit me when I'm planting to be sure that I'm applying the right rate that you are telling me? Because also, when you buy something, also buy an after service. The guy has to come. When after planting maize, maybe after 6 weeks or maybe after 2 months, the guy has to come and check, okay, the germination was good. When your maize starts to reproduce, start to tassel, when is the reproduction stage 1 or 2, the guy has to come, check to see, like, you know what, I think on the estimation, this is going to be your yield. When you go and buy a bull, you have to ask that guy a lot of questions. You have to ask him, I'm buying a bull for the open heifers. I'm not going to struggle with when my open heifers are calving. The guy has to tell you I'm not going to struggle. So when your open heifers are about to calve, you have to call the guy, be like, hey, it's the right time now to come to my farm because they're going to start calving. You have to ask the guy, I'm buying a bull from you. What can you assist me with? He should tell me, no, man. I actually have a friend who is a vet. I'll connect you with this guy. He'll be able to assist you even further. I'm buying feed from this person. He'll give you a better price. I will recommend you to him. I will tell him there's this guy and this guy. He should also be able to, when you buy something, he's able to improve your network. It's able to improve your production. You don't just buy because you have money. No, you have to understand, like, I bought this bull because after buying this bull, I was able to unlock this door from this guy. Now I'm buying feeds at a better price. Now I have a vet on the speed dive. Like, for instance, in the country, there's FMD. That guy should call you. You should know it, Baba. There's FMD. Please start taking better measures on your farm. Don't let anyone come in and come out. You don't just be like, no, I bought a bull, then that's it. No. They should be after service. You must ask people for that. So now most of the challenges that I had, I was bold. I was like, there should be something better than this.
So it's important to build those relationships, as you're saying, to challenges. I want to ask also, there's the mental aspect of these challenges. Of course, you're dealing with the farm, but I think sometimes, when you just experience one thing after the other, it can just really discourage, with farmers that we've spoken to, be very discouraging, especially now at the FMD, and your business is essentially at a standstill and there's not much you can do about it. So, when you're facing challenges, that start affecting even your passion for farming, what do you do in those cases?
Nothing will ever affect my passion of farming, but even like now for FMDs, like they hate FMD, I'm not able to sell some of my winner calves. I'm not able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So mentally, I just tell myself, you know what, is maybe God trying to redirect me to say, you know what, maybe there's another business opportunity that you can do. Then you have to use your brain and be like, what else can I do? So if ever you can check the mindset of billionaires, actually there are guys that made more money due to other people's laziness. Whenever you check, they started first with fast food, and then everyone who couldn't cook after work, so people were lazy to cook and everything. So someone, what did they did what? They started fast food. So it was long queues. Someone again said, you know what? Let's do a drive-through. So where I'm standing is that if ever I see I'm not being able to sell some of my calves and everything, I'm going back to the bank. I tell them, you know what, guys, this FMD, and then I have 20 winners that I need to sell, and then I cannot sell. And then I'm running out of money. Is there an option where you guys can borrow me an X amount? Maybe that doesn't have interest. Is that possible? Can I apply for something that will be able to assist me up until this FMD is done? And then they will tell you, no, we can maybe borrow you an X amount, but this is an interest. Be like, can you not give me a better interest? I'm your client. Like this FMD, I can't really do anything. I do have them on the farm, but as soon as the market opens, I'm going to sell and then repay back your money. So mentally, when there's a challenge for me, I just take it as if, you know what, I just need to improve how I'm thinking. This thing is not a challenge. I have to see how can I move out of this. And also what I'm also doing is that I have friends that we chat about stuff and everything. And then someone will mention something in a jokingly way. And I wish I can just go and apply for overdraft. I was never thinking of overdraft. I have to think of maybe let me contact my banker and see. And also, like I've mentioned, the relationship. You also go, if I can't go to the bank, you go to your bookkeeper. Ask him, hey man, this is how financial I am. What can we do? And then you say, okay, there was an FMD, maybe a year last year, and then I wasn't able to market my winner calves. So what am I going to do? I have profits this year. Let me introduce another enterprise on the farm that will be able to carry me. What can I do? Oh, I can see guys, they are doing money with veggies, Like, how about I visit someone? And then nowadays, social media, guys. You go on Instagram, you farmers, there are millions and millions of them. You visit that guy, you talk to them, if ever they are willing to have you as a visitor on their production, then you go there and then you will tell him, this is what I do, this is what I do, these are the challenges, this is the market, this is how you navigate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You take notes. You come back. You also check the market around you. Be like, okay, no, I'm going for veggies. This guy said he's planting 5 hectares and then this is an X amount that he's doing. I'm going for veggies. Let me try it. You also start where? With a research. You research before you can even start to introduce another enterprise on your farm. So that if ever now there's a liver fluke for layers, now you have your winner calves. If ever there's FMD for your winner calves, now you have your layers with you. And then if there is such, what do? You go to the bank and tell them, I'm expecting this much of a yield on my farm. Can you at least borrow me this much so that I can go for the remaining 3 months before I start harvesting? Guys, it's harvest time. I don't have enough diesel to harvest. Can you borrow me an X amount? I'll be able to buy diesel, then I'll cut my crops. Then when the money is there in my bank account, I'll pay it back. When there's a challenge as a farmer, always try to navigate it in a positive manner. Never say, hey, there's FMD and there's nothing that I can do. Ask other farmers. They are neighbors. You go to your neighbor. You ask him, hey, Baba, there's FMD. What are we going to do? Do you have any suggestion? The guy will tell you, man, it's FMD. And then you can see Eskom has jacked prices for electricity. I think we should start selling wood. Baba. So that we can get through. We are able to pay the employees. We are able to do 1, 2, 3. I think we should start selling wood. You must always never take challenges as if something that is going to defeat you. I just tell yourself, maybe it's God trying to redirect me. Always, like I've said before, never ever be negative about yourself. Ma'am, whether they have stole all your cattle, cheap and everything. Never, ever be negative about yourself.
You sound very solutions oriented because maybe it's easy for one to start feeling sorry for themselves. So it's great that you're able to, you're sharing this advice saying like, no, you need to find a solution. See it as an opportunity to redirect the business. It's valuable advice that you're giving. And then going to the next thing, we wanted to talk about, and that is maybe some of the principles that have guided you as a farmer, of course, especially farming with your father and brother and your age. I know you're young. In the 20s, I feel like that's very young. I'm in my 20s too, so I consider myself young. So what principles guide you, especially as, a young farmer? You have a lot of experience, but there's still so much more that I'm assuming you're aspiring towards. So what has guided you, and maybe how your brother and your father have influenced you in terms of that guidance or the principles you have?
The principles that I have, I started first by respecting our workers, and also trying to build a door for them when they have problems so that we can have solutions. And then I always tell them, I'm not the guy of sad stories. Don't come to me with a sad story. I'm just simply going to tell you. It's not going to take us anywhere. You can tell me, hey, you know what? I was eating papa, kameti, and this and that and that and that. I'm like, you know what? It's a sad story. Everybody has their own sad story. So I'm not going to focus on a sad story. Let's find solutions. How are we doing from here too? We're going forward. Then also what to do is that I have told them I'm not the boss. And then I can never always think of something. I have opened a door to say, you know what, guys, if you see I'm doing something and then you think you have a better way of doing it, come to me, be like, Icona. But this one, and it's not the right way to do it. I've been working for someone else, and then this is how you used to do it. And it was much easier way than how you're doing it. And then you just, on that day, he's the leader. And then you and the other guys have to listen to him. So I started first by starting to respect my workers. And then by doing that, most of my challenges, most of daily routines, they changed. Then the mortality rate started going down. How we do things here on the farm started being better. The guys will tell you, we're never going to say it's Sunday today and then we're not planting. Planting time is very, very crucial and it is very, very small. So now they will tell you, Baba, we're going to work Monday to Monday, just supply food. We need to put this crop inside the soil and then we wait. Never going to say it's Sunday today, we are relaxing. Then we'll take our days off. I started respecting my workers and then I started respecting other people. I started also, like I've said, making a fool of myself, asking other people. I never said, no, I have studied and then it's my way or the highway. I started respecting myself. I don't just go around swearing here at the farm and everything, no. I started listening to my employees and started asking my dad, when we were working for someone, how did you guys do it? How did you guys do it? So, like I've said, I've started asking the elders who are in this business for a very long time. So, I started being a respectful and humble young man. And out of that, the other one that I developed was, as a person, as a human being, if ever wrong is wrong, it's never right. I just say it as it is. Oh, my brother, but here you are wrong. I wouldn't care whether you are 40 or you're 50, 70. I will tell you straight, but this one is wrong. You catch feelings you don't, but I just be like, it's wrong. There's nothing I will do with it. And I will never let you telling me that it's right. What I see is wrong. Even if I can see, but you know what? I know I'm young, but here, Baba, this is not the right way. So I started being more confident. I started to be more bold. I started trusting myself. So people will say whatever they say and everything. Then I'm like, I know there's someone above and who's all above us. And whenever I'm about to take a decision, I'm just like, God, here you have to take away. Here you have to build plant. And then I'm taking this decision. And whatever consequences that I might come out of this, please be with me. Please guide me. I'm taking my decision. And you will never see me at church, but I'm a strong believer. I'm a strong believer. Yeah. That's how I started to be like, you know what, these are my principles. And then, like I've said, I've never taken any sort of negative in a bad manner. If I see, you know what, we'll plant tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll spray tomorrow. Yeah, this next week, let's go, let's rest, let's do this. Whoever's above us is telling us for us to rest. So let's take a day off. This is not a challenge, it's just a minor issue. Those were my guidelines. That's where I normally base myself. You know, I always tell people that trust in the Lord. I'm not sure who's going to listen to this podcast, but on your way from Bethlehem to Keston, there's a farm there and there's a message that is written in a blueprint. Blessed is the one that believes in the Lord. So that's what I've been saying. blessed is the one that believes in God.
Yeah.
And my other thing that I normally tell people is that Peter, when he remembered he's a human being, he drowned. I'm like, never remember that you're a human being. Just tell yourself, God said I must do this, I'm doing it. You are a human being, your knowledge is there. But someone upper than me, that upper than us, said I must do this thing. I've called upon him. I've said, God, be at the forefront. I'm taking this decision.
I love what you're saying. Very important. And then now, of course, you carry so much wisdom with you, and I'm sure there's a legacy that you are working towards and that you want to leave behind. You still have many years, God willing. So what is that legacy that you want to leave within the agricultural sector as a farmer, in your community?
The one thing that I want to leave is to motivate more youth to come into farming. That's the one thing that I want to leave. I want someone who's younger than me, maybe let's say 15 years of age, say one day I want to be a farmer. And then they asked me why. They said, no, because of that guy, I want to be a farmer. I want more young guys to come into farming because however they paint it, however they believe is it, farming is the backbone of everything. Like Undate farm boy would love to say, you need a farmer 3 times a day. I normally say, even a doctor himself, he will never think straight with an empty stomach. Even a lawyer himself, he will never resolve your case when he's hungry, when he's getting cold. So when someone is wearing something today, it's cotton. It was primarily produced somewhere in farming. When someone is having caviar, it was produced by a farmer. There was someone in the primary sector. When someone is saying, I'm writing on a paper, there was a timber. When someone says, you know what, I've came up out of this idea, you're like, were you hungry or were you well fed when you thought of this idea? So I normally tell people that everybody is equally important, but never ever compare anyone to a farmer. If ever we decide to stop farming today, all farmers around the globe, you will see a mess. I'm telling you, you will see. Even the guys that are in construction, the guys that are into mining and everything, they still have to eat. So who's producing that part? Someone saying, no, the 100% lead comes from what? So the legacy that I want to leave behind is that I want someone to say, you know what, I'm a business owner, even though I'm not a farmer, but I'm a business owner because of that guy. I started to be a problem solver. So today I'm a business owner because that guy showed me, no, actually you have to become a business person. I want to leave a legacy where the people who are going to farm after me, where I'm working at the moment, to be like, you know what, our uncle has left this for us. Our father has left this for us. He paved it so well for us so that now we are able to take it where it is to the higher level. Now we are able to become the secondary producers. We no longer take our maize to Agri, but we are able to produce our own feed here. Then we sell the feed to Agri stores. We are starting to tap into agro-processing. That's the foundation that I want to lay here for them. I want my employee kids to be like, you know what, we are where we are today because that guy believed in our parents.
Yeah.
I'm a software engineer because that guy helped my dad for me to become a software engineer. I don't want to be like I was a billionaire or what. I just want to start making changes in everyone's life. Even I can make changes, maybe like, let's say, 10 strangers. Then I'll be like, no, I know I'm happy. Now I can die peacefully. I'll be able to rest. Because I know there are 10 strangers that are busy saying, you know what, because of that guy, I'm a better person today.
That's beautiful. And to close off, as our farmer mentor for this episode, there are, of course, young farmers who are listening or aspiring farmers as well, those who are wanting to start. What advice do you have for a farmer right in the beginning stages?
What I will normally tell them is that, for instance, when you want to start and then you don't know where to start volunteering as a farm worker. That's the place where you can start. When you are volunteering as a farm worker, and then I'll be able to link with someone else. Be like, you know what, I had this young guy at my family. This is his idea. He wants to start veggies, but he doesn't have any land. He doesn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What can we do to assist him? Start volunteering and start sharing with other farmers to be like, hey, a farmer, I wanted to do this, but I don't have funds. And also, when someone says, you know what, I want to tap into farming, I have a piece of land, but I don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But with me not having this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I was able to achieve 1, 2. I have a 5 hectares, but at the current moment, I'm planting half a hectare to try to raise funds. I work this thing manually, and then this is how far I've come. And then I want to tell them, when you start, it's not easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not easy. It's super difficult. When you start, you have to start on the right feet. When you start, it's never going to be easy, but you have to start on the right foot. You know what should happen is that, name. When I'm saying start on the right foot, maybe let's say your savings and everything, you are able to start a layer business. And then out of that, maybe you have, let's say, you even say you have 100 of them. Never say, no, I don't have financial statements, I don't have this, I don't have that and everything. Go and knock on that door and tell them, guys, I have a small business, and with my small business, I want to start having my financial statement. What should I do? They will tell you, register your business. After registering your business, have an active business account. You start depositing your money, and then you start keeping records of that money so that you are able to show whatever I'm depositing in this account, it comes from my sales. And then here is my people to back my sales. These are the people who are starting to pay through my business. And then you are starting to have your financial statement, as small as they are. So you are able to track down, you know what? Last year, when we closed books here, and then they said my turnover was 10,000 2 years back. And then last year they said it was 15,000. Now you can actually start to see growth in that. Even if when someone be like, I have a small business, then that guy say, no, you don't even have a financial statement. Like, I do have a financial statement. I do have a registered business. I do have a bookkeeper. I do have my records. And then that person be like, okay, I will be able to assist you with an X amount. But you have started at the right foot. So that you are able to drag back. Maybe let's say it's 10 years down the line. Be like, when I started, these were my first financial statements. 10 years down the line, I started to make a 10,000, but 10 years down the line, now I'm on 5 million. You are able to show step by step. You have your VAT registered, you have your tax number, you have everything. You are starting on the right foot. I think that's what my dad did. He started on the right foot. So when you start like that, it doesn't matter how small it is to say, no, my stuff is like 5,000. Start on the right foot. Make right decisions. Go to the bank and ask them, there's no zero business, that I can open, that I don't pay a lot of monthly fees. That's why I think they should start. And also, there's also start by checking what's lacking inside the industry. The research, they should start. They should see, most farmers don't have a biosecurity. What can I do to make sure that farmers are secured? They secure themselves from the FMD. What can I develop? And never, ever back down from closed doors. Like I said, the rejection is a redirection. Someone rejects you here, they are maybe taking you for a better offer. Never ever say, you know what, I was rejected here, and then I think this thing is a lousy idea. Never. So if it makes sense to you and then that's what you want to build, then focus on it.
You've shared valuable insights for farmers who are listening. And I think I always say farmers are among the most wisest people on this earth. So even as someone who's not a farmer, listening to, some of the advice and, experiences that you've shared, they can even take something from it as well. So thank you so much, Vincent. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to touch on before we close off.
And now basically what I wanted to touch on was like, farming will never make you a millionaire, but it will give you a better lifestyle. You will know where everything is coming from. I think more you should come into farming, and trust and believe is never easy, but as years goes by, you'll start to see it paying it off.
Thank you to Vincent Masiu for being our farmer mentor for this episode. For more information or to read his story, you can definitely visit www.foodfromzanzi.co.za. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Remember to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. From myself, Patricia Tembo, our technical producer, Megan van der Vent, and the rest of #Team Food for Mzansi, thank you for listening and keep growing with us.